Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. Well, this is our series on writing, and I'm drawing rather close to the end of the writing project that I've been documenting all along. So today, it's time to turn my attention to editing. I'm going to go over with you how my editor and I work through the first production draft so I can share that process with you. So come on over to the down-facing camera and I'll show you what it looks like. See you over there. Okay, this is where I'm hoping to give you the next step in my editing process. I have already discussed with you how I go from a zero draft to a pre-production draft, which this is a pre-production draft for the writing of today. And it extends down to this much. So I've really got like 2 and a little over a half pages of handwritten text. This fuels my writing process where I create my pre-production draft, converting the notes that are more of a bullet point into the written text for the page. To explain why I've stopped here, modesty and self-control, even though my notes go on beyond modesty and self-control to cover a couple of other variations of character traits that you could combine with modesty for an interesting story. But I've stopped here because I have a goal in mind that I'll share with you by analogy with last month's newsletter. My newsletter is crafted in such a way that each page spread completes a thought and a set of ideas and fits precisely on the allotted space on the page. This takes a fair amount of editing and effort just to complete that level of trimming the text to fit the space. And in particular, today, I'm working with this particular page in the newsletter. It's getting very close to the end. It's page 21 of 24. And it's the area in the newsletter where I take the current month's character trait and I see how it makes an interesting storyline when combined with various other character traits. So I have exactly one page in which to accomplish that goal. I know by experience that if I go much farther than this on a second page, I know by experience that I can write about a page and a half, and I will be done with filling up a printed page of my newsletter. So that put me at a challenging position because I had more to say, but I knew I wouldn't have room enough to add another example. So I just cut it off from there and let it go. This then is photocopied and sent to my wonderful, wonderful typesetter and editor, Jill. Not only is it brought nicely onto the printed page, but she has a number of suggestions on how to improve my wording. We go back and forth a little bit on this because sometimes I like my wording and I want to stick with it, and sometimes I'll go along with her suggestions. Here's an earlier page to illustrate that. Once I'm done accepting what I'll accept and insisting on what I want in my own words, I will convert to blue to signal back to her that these are the ones that I've changed or changed back. And she will sometimes insist on one or more little edits. So we go back and forth, but the end result is that we fit the text to the page. This funny little one here isn't the page number. We're on page 21. I put that in so that I know how many more lines I've got available that I can finish filling out this page. And I'm very, very close to the boundary of what I have on a page. I have about enough room to add another line about modesty and sincerity. I won't have enough space to give it a whole paragraph of its own, but I can see that I can squeeze in a little bit more information on that page. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at how I go about editing the first production draft. As you can see, I go from a handwritten version to My wonderful editor typesettes it for me and produces the first round of edits. I come back with another round. We settle on a final set of wording for the pages, and I go on to the next page. We're getting close to the end now, so stick around. Only a few days remain in this writing project, so I hope you'll stay with me through the end. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.